Hello, besties, and welcome to Fauxthoughts, the show about my life where absolutely nothing happens. Guess what, guys? Today's another installment of Fauxthoughts with Fauxthoughts. That's right, we're doing this again, 2 weeks in a row. Did you ask for it? No. Are you still going to get it? Absolutely yes. So what is Fauxthoughts with Fauxthoughts? I'm glad you asked, let me tell you. So in this series, basically I collect the thoughts that are going on in my crazy upstairs neighbor up here and turn it into a bit of a stream of consciousness style video. Essentially, I'm not going to stop talking until the end of the video. So if you don't like listening to brown people talk, now's the time to click away from the video. I'll give you a minute. Still here? Good, you passed the racist test. You're not one. If you haven't seen the last Fauxthoughts episode, go back and watch it if you have the time. It's all about... I literally don't even remember what I was talking about. I feel like when I film a lot of videos and I start editing them and then I publish them, I look back and think, like, was that a fever dream? Like, I don't remember any of this. Probably because I drink so much coffee in the morning. So then when I start to film and start to talk, I'm just like, rah, 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 rah. So basically in these videos, anytime I have a thought or a random topic that I want to talk about, I just turn my camera on, get my microphone on. I need to get a better microphone. Don't give me sass on this microphone. Also, it's the shape of a BlackBerry. I want to start this video by just saying a big thank you to everyone who commented and liked the last Fauxthoughts episode I did last week. You guys, like, the comments were so sweet. The feedback was really nice. You guys are just so funny. And I can't express how much I love that. Like, this is the reason why I make YouTube videos, you know? Like, this is it. It's the people. You know, it's not for the views. It's not for the subscriber count. It's certainly not for the money. Let me tell you that. Believe me, if I wanted to make money, I'd just go get my retail job back on the weekends. Like, there's no point of being on YouTube if you want to make money unless, you know, you're Emma Chamberlain or something. I don't know. All right, let's go. Oh, hello. So the other day I was talking to my boss at work and it was like the day before the weekend. So she asked me, hey, what do you got going on the weekend? What are you going to get up to? You're going to go out partying? You're going to go out clubbing? You're going to go, you know, drinking on the street? What do people do these days? I truly don't know. And for some dumb reason, my little peanut brain thought it'd be a good idea to tell the truth, which, as we know, is never the way to go. All right, guys, just don't. You're better off lying to spare people's feelings and to also avoid embarrassment, which, by the way, is a major theme in my upcoming TED Talk, Vlogging Your Way to Death. So I told her the truth and I said, yeah, I'm going to a Taylor Swift party tonight in Melbourne. So, you know, that's kind of where my social life is as a 27-year-old man in Melbourne, you know, like just partying to the music of Taylor Swift, I guess. It was an 18+ event. I was really worried that it was going to be full of, like, you know, 15 or 16-year-old girls. But you know what? Like a true Taylor Swift concert, it was full of very diverse people from all different ages and backgrounds and hair colors. And if I'm being honest, which, you know, I said you shouldn't do, but I will do for you guys, because you guys, I never lie to you guys. Well, except when I tell you when I'm going to upload a video, then I don't. But, you know, I'll be honest with you guys. Yes, there was a lot of people at that club, at that Taylor Swift party, who were, you know, people in their early 20s, I would assume. And, you know, when you're a 27-year-old surrounded by people in their early 20s, you do start to feel like, my time on earth is coming to an end. It's time to wrap it up. But it's not. You have so much time left. You have so much life left. I feel like I'm actually quite lucky. I'm 27 years old and I'm finally financially stable. I'm mentally stable. I just lied to you guys again. Well, you know, most things in my control are going pretty well, so I shouldn't act like I'm not doing well. I'm fine. Don't worry about me, guys. I'm so fine. Narrator, she was not fine. But other than the fact that a lot of people there were, like, genuinely younger than me, the thing that made me really feel old, again, not that I think 27 is old. I'm not being that person who's like, oh, I'm so older than like a 30-year-old. It's like, no, I'm so old. Then like a 40-year-old comes over. No, I'm so old. Then like a 90-year-old comes over and they're like, bitch, shut the fuck up. Like, truly, I really did feel older because I was surrounded by people who were literally at the top of their lungs screaming the lyrics to every single Taylor Swift song that they played. And obviously they only play Taylor Swift songs, so they never stop screaming. But they were singing from the minute I walked in from, I don't know, maybe like 10 p.m. to the minute I walked out around 12:30, I think. I can't really remember. You know, Papa's got a bedtime, all right? Settle down. Doesn't mean I stick to it, but I do have one. But I could feel that I was older because, you know, I was there. I was screaming the lyrics to All Too Well. I was screaming the lyrics to Getaway Car. I was screaming the lyrics to Cruel Summer. I was screaming the lyrics to Love Story, but I very quickly got quite tired and quite fatigued and my voice started to hurt. But these like younger people in their like late teens, early 20s were like screaming and singing and dancing for the whole time I was there at the very least, which was 2.5 hours. But they wouldn't stop. They just didn't stop. Like, me and my friend, we had to keep taking breaks in between, like, a few songs. Like, we'd be singing and we'd be dancing, and then we would go off, sit down for, like, 20 minutes to regain our energy. Then we would go back and sing a few more songs and go sit down for a little while longer. And it got to a point where we were just sitting on the side singing from the bench, and that's when you know it's time to go home. But anyway, it was really fun. I'll post a clip here because you know what? I feel like you guys deserve to see a Taylor Swift party night, because I assume there are some Swifties who follow me. If you're a Swiftie, comment below, let me know, because I love Taylor Swift. Have I said that before? I've made a whole video about how much I love Taylor Swift. I'll probably make a lot more videos about how much I love Taylor Swift. Okay, speaking of iconic country singers, yes, Taylor Swift isn't really a country singer anymore, but, you know, once upon a time she was, and we're just going to pretend that she still is because I need the segue. Dolly Parton. Where do I begin with her? You know what? Let's just start with the facts, shall we? Fact. Dolly Parton is an icon. Fact. Dolly Parton is a legend. Fact. Dolly Parton is the moment. She's a film icon. She was in that movie 9 to 5, which, by the way, to this day has cemented in my mind my ideal working environment, you know, which is with two other women where we plot to kill a man and get away with it. But unfortunately, the real corporate world isn't like that. I'm sorry to burst your bubble. But, you know, on top of all that, she's, you know, a massive philanthropist. You know, she's giving a lot back to the community. She's giving a lot back to her hometown. She's got this book club where American children can, like, register to have free books sent to them, like, every month. Like, who does that? Let me tell you, Dolly Parton does that. She did that. She ate it up. We are all here to watch. I will not tolerate any Dolly Parton slander in my life, period. And I just think it's so admirable in this kind of era that we're living in, where billionaires would rather spend all their money like flying off to space and comparing their dick sizes than giving a cent back to either the workers that help them make their money or the local community or the country that they live in, which obviously help bolster their business. But not Dolly Parton. Not Dolly Parton. She's an icon. She's a legend. And she's the moment, as I mentioned. As you know, we must stand. We simply must stand. But the reason why I was thinking about Dolly Parton today is because a couple of days ago, the parent company that owns Dollywood, which, you know, is Dolly Parton's theme park, or a Dolly Parton theme park. I don't really know. I've never been to Dollywood. I would like to go. I would definitely go to Dollywood now after all this information. But anyway, the parent company that owns Dollywood said that they would pay the tuition costs for every single worker at that park if they decide to go to university or college or, you know, whatever it is. They'll pay the full tuition cost regardless of employment status. So you could be a full-time worker, you could be a part-time worker, you could be a casual worker, you could be a seasonal employee. Doesn't matter. If you work at Dollywood, Dolly Parton, or the parent company that owns Dollywood, I'm sure Dolly Parton has a say in this, like, she's an icon, she's a legend, and she's the moment. But the parent company will pay the full tuition cost. And, you know, when you think about that, it's kind of sad because the American education system is so privatized. It's so weird to think about it as an Australian, because pretty much if you're Australian, you can go to university for free, technically, like up front. You do get a loan that you pay off, you know, with zero interest, and it comes out of your pay when you're working full time and earning over like $50,000, I think it is. But, you know, with the privatization and the corporatization of America, it's just so nice to see some people, particularly businesses and companies, caring about their employees enough to really encourage them to pursue education, to pursue their passions, to learn something, and to continue to grow as people, because no one else is doing it. Like, who's going to do it? No one, like, right? Like, you need that support system if you want to have a functioning, healthy society, because otherwise you just have the same types of people, you know, the ones who have intergenerational wealth, who come from very rich families, who are able to afford the costs of tuition. They're the ones who get the education and continue to, you know, build the policies and build the infrastructure and build the strategy of the country, because they're the ones in power, because they're the ones who have the education, and they're the ones who can get those types of jobs. And, you know, there's a lot of conversation about, you know, oh, is college worth it? Is it worth it going to university to be in debt for so long? And I get it. I totally get it. I know for a lot of people, university is not worth it. Me personally love university. I would totally go back again. I've got a bachelor's degree. I've also got a master's degree, and I'll never stop telling people to go to university because it is a great time to form yourself and understand your identity and really realize who you are as a person. Anyway, I'm going on a bit of a rant now, which is never my intention, but is almost always what happens in my videos. But what I'm trying to say here is I think Dolly Parton's a very admirable person. I think she's a very respectable person. I think she's got a very big heart, and you just don't see that kind of behavior when it comes to any form of celebrity. But the fact that they're investing in their employees as people rather than labor is such an interesting way of thinking about how society should function and how we should continue to bolster and encourage people to go and pursue education and pursue what it is that interests them. I don't know, I'm kind of gushing over Dolly Parton right now, and I hope you can join me in that because Dolly Parton, man. Okay, so now that travel's kind of back on the cards for a lot of people because people are vaccinated, people can travel, the borders are coming down in a lot of places, which is great. But now that people are planning trips again, I'm starting to see a lot of posts on social media and the likes about, their travel plans, especially when they're in big groups, which is where it gets messy. And it's the same kinds of posts that were coming up a lot, pre-pandemic. Usually it's a group between 4 to 10 people in their early 20s, and they make posts that are like, get ready, Hawaii, we're coming for you. Gonna tear up Hawaii. Hawaii won't know what hit it. And it's like, Hawaii has dealt with like active volcanoes. Hawaii has dealt with flooding and tsunamis. Like Hawaii has dealt with both your drunk parents having affairs on a family vacation with the local residents. Like Hawaii can handle your drunk ass. People really think that they're the first group of people who have ever gone to Hawaii. Like, bitch. Particularly when it's a group of like straight men who are like, yeah, we're gonna tear up Hawaii. Bitch, no, you're not. And, none of this is specific to Hawaii, but I'm just trying to set an example, But, after the trip, there's always the end of trip posts that are like, thanks, Hawaii, you've been amazing. Till next time, Hawaii. Like, bitch, did you fuck Hawaii? I don't even think Hawaii knew you were inside of her, okay? Keep that small dick energy in your suburban Melbourne home with your parents where it belongs. Okay, let's move on, because I'm getting kind of uncomfortable sitting in this weird position. Okay, the next thing that I had on my mind that I want to talk about, particularly because it's kind of a hang your head in shame kind of moment, if you know what I mean. I know I said literally in my last video that I don't want to watch Euphoria. Don't tell me to watch Euphoria. I'm not interested in watching Euphoria. Well, I started watching Euphoria and I'm really obsessed with it now. Like, yeah, okay, it's a great show. I get it. It's really good. It's really interesting. The characters are really good. The acting's really good. The direction's really good. The art style is really good. The music, very, very good. And in my last video, the reason I said I don't want to watch Euphoria was because I felt like it was too teen-centric. Like all the characters are teenagers. I'm not a teenager. I don't really want to relive high school. Not that I had a bad high school experience. Like I had a great time in high school, but I don't need to go back. Actually, now that I think about it, I feel like I had a lot less problems when I was in high school. Is this what being an adult really is? Just like realizing how fucked up you really are? So basically, I binge watched like a season and a half of Euphoria in 2 days. I know that's really bad, but I basically had the weekend free after my chaotic night at the Taylor Swift party. So I thought, why not? Like, let's get into it. Yeah. So I guess this is my formal apology to anyone who I may have offended by saying I don't want to watch Euphoria, because guess what? I watched it. I really liked it. I'm really hooked on it now. I literally just watched the newest episode that dropped, episode 6, a couple hours ago. Great show. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. Like, it's a really good show. I genuinely don't know what else to tell you. Just like, if you haven't seen it, just go watch it, because like, it's good. And everybody's hyping over it, but it deserves a hype. You know what I'm saying? So with Euphoria, my favorite characters are, without a doubt, Rue. I love Rue. I love Zendaya. She's so good in the role. And as much as she's a mess, I kind of recognize a little bit of myself in her. I also really love Maddie. I think she's really come into her own. She seemed a little bit mean in the first season, but now I'm just like, Maddie, bestie. Cassie can get fucked. Nate Jacobs can get fucked. Nate Jacobs' dad can get fucked. Also, Kat can kind of get fucked. Like, she's been a bit of a bitch. For no reason other than she's like a bitch. Like, she's just inherently a bitch. I'm going to stop saying bitch on this channel. Oh, don't worry, I'm not going to say any spoilers, because if you haven't watched it, I think you should. Oh, my camera's just telling me it's about to die. Can I finish this? Okay, my camera has about 30 seconds before it's about to die, so let's make this really, really, really quick. If you like the video, give the video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel out, helps with the engagement and the algorithm, and I don't know, Google it if you don't believe me. Ooh, sorry guys, my camera ran out of battery just as I was editing the video, so that's very annoying because then I had to charge it, then I had to set it up again, then I had to like get my phone back out. It's just it's a lot, it's a lot. Can't remember what I've already said, but, like the video if you haven't already done that. If you liked it, leave me a comment to let me know any topics that you want me to discuss in my next video. It can be as simple as just saying, like, Beyonce, then I'll talk about Beyonce in the next video. There are a couple comments from the last video that I haven't included in today's one because honestly, I forgot to check it before I started recording this, but I'll do that for the next video, episode 3. And since you guys are the real besties who stayed all the way to the end of the video, I'll give you a little bit of a sneak peek as to what's coming next. So my next 2 videos are a toss-up between Faux Thoughts episode 3 or a video about Shrek that I'm not quite ready to talk about just yet, but I think it'd be really funny and I think you guys really like it. So I'm trying to toss up between those 2. I really want to make that Shrek video because I recently rewatched it and I had a really funny idea in my head about it, but I won't give away too much just yet. Just stay tuned for that. I don't know how long this video is going to be after I edit out all the crap, but long story short, I really would like these Faux Thoughts videos to be like 30 plus minutes in the future. I don't know if you guys will watch the whole 30 minutes. If you don't, that's totally fine. But I feel like if they're 30-minute episodes, you can really sink your teeth into a bunch of different things in one video, or even listen to it almost like a podcast because I don't have a lot of visuals for these Faux Thoughts episodes. If you haven't already joined the Faux Club, make sure you do that by hitting the subscribe button. New videos every week because I am on a mission to make 50 videos this whole calendar year and I've only made about 3, I think, so far. So I'm going to have to start speeding it up a little bit. And I think that's everything I wanted to say in today's Faux Thoughts. So until next time, besties, bye.